Hey everybody, welcome back to the Boo Shakalaka podcast. I am your host Tiffany and I'm joined by my co-host Pierre.
Boys are cheats and liars. They're such a big disgrace. They will tell you anything to get to second baseball. He thinks he's gonna score. If you let him go all the way, then you are a whore. To culture studies flowers, geology studies rocks. The only thing I want from you is a place to put his cockroaches, beetles, butterflies, and bugs. Nothing makes him happier than a giant pair of jugglers and acrobats and dancing bear named Chuck. All guys really want to do is forget it. No such luck. Hi, everybody.
Yeah, so I guess, that's your moment, like my Mary Mac moment I had a couple episodes ago. Thank you for our 90s childhood. We really appreciate it. Mm-hmm. We did a lot back then. We did a lot.
We set the stage.
So we are back with a movie. We're back with 2019's Black Christmas. So the ratings, the reviews, everything is terrible for this movie.
Trash.
Like they are so bad, so bad. But I will let you know, this is my second watching and I actually liked it much better than I did the first time.
I will let you know this is my first watching and I'm wishing I didn't watch it at all. The synopsis is Hawthorne College is quieting down for the holidays as students travel home to spend time with their families. But as Riley and her sorority sisters prepare to deck the halls with seasonal parties, a mysterious cloaked figure starts to leave a bloody trail throughout the campus. Refusing to become hapless victims, Riley and her friends decide to band together and fight back against this psychotic killer. Wow.
The killer's got sciatica.
I promise I can read.
Were you one of those people that always raised their hand in school to read and then you kept humming over the words?
No, I used to always, I read it like the characters. So people liked when I read. And then I used to like to read because, I like to read when you get to say the curse words. So I was all up in there. I like to
So in Huckleberry Finn, there was a white guy that said the N-word, right?
We did not read that. We just read the Tom Sawyer, and when he was we didn't go that far. So we never had that moment.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah.
P.S. So the movie opens up with a Star Wars-like quote from Calvin Hawthorne. And that quote is, "Man possesses power." Uh-oh, I lost it.
That's funny.
Man possesses powers so formidable they can only be considered supernatural. With a proper education, men can wield these powers and go forth into the world. What does that quote mean to you?
Fee fi fo fum, I am the blood of an Englishman. I don't have time for riddles.
I think it's one of those teach a man to fish and what's that saying?
You teach a man to fish and he'll be hungry the next day. If you teach if you give a man a fish, not us being terrible at this. If you give a man a fish, he'll be hungry the next day. If you teach him how to fish, he'll have food for your lifetime. Whatever.
Yes, paraphrase. I think it's more one of those quotes. Mm. We open up on that quote, and then we see DKO, the fraternity that we follow in this movie, stands for Delta Kappa Omicron. I feel like I'm so smart because I know all of these things, but I was confused when it came to the girls' sorority. I was like, what the hell is that? It was like a U upside down, but it looked like a P. I didn't know what was going on. I was confusion. But anyway, so we see the DKO, and it looks like they're in a kind of a seance or something really, really creepy. And we see a bust. A bust statue of a figure, and its eyes look like it's crying oil or some nature, or really dark period blood. I'm not really sure exactly what it is, but it is not a good look. It's not a good look. So then we skip over to our sorority sisters. They are the Mu Kappa Epsilon, but I will be calling them the Omega Mu's from now on. Hello, the nerds. Mm-hmm.
So
Clap
they're
your
having a
hands,
Christmas party.
everybody, clap your hands. Okay, I'm sorry.
Somebody help me. So they're having a Christmas party, you know, they're unraveling. A couple people are leaving. And so you know, they're having a Christmas party. I think they're doing stockings. It's a lot of stuff going on. Christmas tree, man, rocking around.
They're doing gift exchange.
Yes. And so basically, one of the sisters calls her friend and she's like, you know, hey friend, I'm sad you're not gonna be here. Because you know, she's going home to see her Nana or something. Anyway, she's like, I'm sad you're not gonna be here because like I was your secret Santa. She's like, oh, what did you get me? And she's like, I got you.
It's something you always wanted. Wink,
Yeah.
wink, honk, 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 honk.
She got her some candy coated lipstick. And so
legs and hips and body.
And so not odd to me at all, because I know girls do that kind of thing.
You don't know girls.
You're just not a girl's girl.
So, you know, I think I've never been that group of friends where they're like, oh, I kissed my friend, or my friend is twerking in the club and I'm smacking on her ass. Like, hey guys, look at my friend's ass. I have never done that in my life. I'm like, go girl. I'm over here in the corner.
You don't smack the booty? You don't juggle the tits? None of that? You don't drum them?
I respect people's space.
Oh, interesting.
So I think that makes me a girl's girl.
Wow. Well, there are girls who do buy feminine products for each other.
And so basically...
So
it's a dildo. She didn't buy her a tampon. She bought her a dildo. And I'm going to assume that it's a double dildo because the girl that bought it, her name was Una. So I'm going to call her Aunt Una from Altoona. She bought her for Lindsay. And she was just like really sad that Lindsay couldn't get the gift. And then they get off the phone because Lindsay's like, look, girl, I got to go. My grandma, she's making a pie for me. And I just got to get there.
And so Lindsay is walking through the campus, and you can see other people leaving too. It's like well lit, but not completely. And so while she's walking, she starts getting these weird text messages, like, you know, very like antagonizing, basically like scream in text form. And they're basically like, hey, I want to have butt sex with you. And she's like, oh, I don't want to have butt sex with you. And like, I'm going to have butt sex with you. Pound my monkey hole. And so
I want to have intercourse with you.
Ooh, yeah. And so in the midst of getting these texts, she starts getting followed by this guy, and he's just basically looking down on his phone the entire time. And so she's like, what the fuck? And she keeps looking back at him, and he's like looking up at her. So they see each other. She knows, like, she looking at him like, what the fuck? He looking at her like, I'm looking at my phone. And so they continue to follow each other he continues to follow her for quite some time down this road, and she's freaking out. She takes out her keys and she does that traditional, you know, put the keys through the fingers, and she's ready to attack. This motherfucker turn around. She's like, like Rick Ross, I'm gonna eat you. And so she turn around. She point at him. He veers off and goes to his driveway. He don't even.
He beeline like he was in a fucking marching band.
Like,
to the right.
He didn't acknowledge anything. He didn't acknowledge her screaming. He kept on moving.
Nothing.
So she's like, "Oh, okay. I guess I'm fine now." She turns around and I guess she's not fine now because there's a cloaked Miss Mary Mac all dressed in black, and it's just
Vernita Green.
Oh, hold up! They hit my soul. And then and so she's like, oh shit, you're the killer. And so he slowly stalks her as she dropped all her luggage. She runs, she goes to a sorority house, she knocking on the door, beating on the door, ain't nobody answers.
What happened to the keys?
The keys ain't gonna suffice because he's dressed like Jafar. So she turns around, killer gone. So she runs to another house. She's like, help me, please help me. Baby, somebody answered the door, but it ain't a sister, it's a mister. And so he come out the house. She picks up like this long fire poker thing that she doesn't use, which pisses me off. He grabs an icicle from the sorority house. He proceeds to stab her in the snow. She making snow angels I wanted to cut this movie off. She making snow angels in the snow while he's stabbing her actively. So I'm sorry, but she's dead. And so that's when starts off very good. It's a very good opening. Compared to the bullshit we get. And so that's the first murder. And Black Christmas. Woo!
Yeah, so then we wake up with our main character, our main girl, Riley, and she's waking up in a room. There's a cat there named Charlotte. I'm like, I didn't know people could have cats and sororities, but whatever. And I'm sorry, Fanny runs in and she's like, oh my God, have you seen my Diva cup? And Riley's like, here, use mine, and tosses it to her. And then Fanny proceeds to put the Diva cup, she folds it over and inserts it right in front of her, doesn't even pull her pants all the way down. We don't do that, guys. And then she zipped her pants up and walks out. Like, it's not.
You don't insert it in front of each other, or you don't
I could see, the only thing I would like be like, oh, okay, whatever. She pulled her pants down and put a pad on her underwear and then pulled her pants up.
So you'll do that in front of each other.
But I'm just saying, I could see somebody doing that in front of another woman. Like, not inserting a tampon, not actually, actively touching your vagina. I don't see that as a thing. Mm-hmm. Or, like I said, maybe I'm not a girl's girl. I don't know.
There are going to be girls listening like, I do that.
Well, girl, tell me how you grew up, because ew. So Riley is leaving out of her room. She's getting dressed, getting ready for the day, and she runs into her little sis Helena, who is talking about a performance that they're going to be doing, and she's wondering why Riley isn't performing and why she is. And Riley's just like, well, because bitch, I'm big sister, so I said so. Mm-hmm. So, they bond over it, and Riley ends up giving her a comb out of her hair, telling her like this sweet story about how her big sister gave it to her, and she just wants to pass it down because she's such a great sister, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, this, yeah.
We're introduced to the rest of the main cast. And so basically, I didn't care about these characters enough to write down their real names. But yeah, Riley is the awkward girl. That's what you need to know about her. She's like very awkward, not like completely nerdy, but you can tell she's reserved. And then we're introduced to the woke biracial Chris. And she's basically the girl on campus telling people to sign petitions. She's actually trying to get a professor removed, which seems like it'd be harder to do than a petition, but okay. Considering tenure. And then we have like the skeptical sister. She's kind of just like outgoing. She's just like, I don't know, she's the only one with a boyfriend. And so
Marty.
Yeah, Marty. I would say she's just like regular. I would just say she's just a regular college student girl. Like, I have a boyfriend. I'm here for college. What to do? The voice of reason, if you will.
Yeah, that pretty much might be it. So yeah, we find out that Riley is actually in the class of the teacher that Chris wants to get fired. And I'm like, why is she still taking his class? Why is he still there? But like you said, tenure probably has a lot to do with it. Mm-hmm. So we find out that character, we found out him a little later. I'm sorry, I'm jumping the gun.
But we do find out that Riley works at a coffee shop on campus. I don't know why they just didn't put Starbucks, because they have those on campuses. But yeah, she works.
Before we go there, hold on. Before we go there, Chris, when she's talking about getting the teacher removed, she is reminded about the bust, the Calvin Hawthorne bust that she got removed because he was a racist. And this is actually the bust that we saw in the beginning of the movie, Crying Oil. And and then she has this weird theory. She's like, I think he was a male pagan, and he used the gods for sacrifice. And then they like, ha 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 ha, they laugh it off. And then we get over to Riley working over in the coffee shop.
Yeah, at Starbucks. And so basically, during this,
what's the other one called? Not Dunkin'.
There's another one. Dunkin' Donuts and Starbucks.
McDonald's.
Fuck you. Not McDonald's. And so this is when we get a little exposition, and basically through conversation we find out that there's this guy Brian who's going to be at the talent show, and Riley's visibly upset. And that's when you kind of get they don't explicitly say it, but you kind of do context clues. Something happened to Riley, most likely involving sexual assault or assault in general, and Brian. And so like when Marty's boyfriend expresses that Brian's going to be there, Riley's visibly upset, and they're like, and Chris is like, keep him away from her. And, they're very defensive of her.
Eric, get away from her.
Hate that you love that part of that.
So it wasn't actually Marty's boyfriend. It was Phil, who's an asshole from DKO.
They both look alike. They look, do they not?
Hello?
I mean,
at least the girls, they make them all look different. So we do have a couple biracial girls, but they change the hair. One has like 3A curl, one has 4B curl. You know, they mix it up for us. And then one white girl has short hair, one white girl has long hair.
Yeah.
So it was Phil who was an asshole that nobody likes, and he was the one that mentioned that Brian was going to be there.
Okay, so they all have the Nick Carter haircut, so I don't know who the fuck they are. Then we're introduced to Landon as well, and Landon's like this another biracial. And so we're also led to believe he has like a little crush on Riley. Like she's like, sorry for the wait, because they're literally talking this whole time, and she has customers. She's like, sorry for the wait for your coffee. He's like, I don't mind waiting. Like, oh, okay. I was just like, all right. But yeah,
right, girl, give me that damn coffee. I got to go.
Landon is like the DJ, but he's like also awkward as well. So you can tell like they're a match made in heaven, but they pretend they're not a match made in heaven. I'm like, y'all should have been dating. I
guess it probably has a lot to do with her assault.
True. And this assault happened
about their senior years.
Yeah, this assault happened like 3 years ago. And so, but Brian hasn't been like, I'm assuming he got expelled or. Hopefully, why is Brian coming back to this fucking
He graduated and went to go work in the White House.
So why are you here? That's why I'm like, why is he even coming back? Like, I don't go.
What was the Matthew McConaughey saying?
They keep getting younger, and I say, oh wait, no, I keep getting older. They stay the same age. That's what it was. All right.
Yeah, I feel like that's why he was there, because he's gross.
And so we get back to the house, and so what the hell are they doing? Prepping for the talent show. And then in the midst of that, there's just a lot,
they're at the DKO house. They're not at their sorority house.
Oh, so they weren't I thought they were at her house, because why was she just walking around? Not at the talent show yet.
You're right. Okay,
I'm sorry. They're at I hate you. They're at their house, and they're supposed to be
making moves.
Ready. Yes, they're supposed to be rehearsing for the talent show. And so basically Helena is in the room with Phil, and he's basically, no, it's not Phil. Please tell me that's not a different character.
So you're wrong. They are at the DKO house, and they're all getting dressed, and Riley wants to go find Helena. She can't find Helena because Helena's supposed to be performing. So she goes looking for her, and before she sees her with Phil, she opens up a door and she sees the frats in these cloak outfits, hooded robes, if you will, in there doing like a seance with the bus, and she's like, I'm gonna close this. I guess I'll be hitting the dusty trail. And she kind of like backs out. Then she goes into the room and she sees Phil on top of Helena in the bed.
And so Helena is visibly drunk. She's like half naked. And so she's saying like, wait, stop. No, wait. And no, he's grabbing condoms. He's like ready for it. And he's like not hearing it. She's like, wait. Like she's trying to push him off, but you can tell like she's done. And so, she peeks in, and she like barges in, and she's just like, hey, Helena, you're going to come get dressed. And, he's like, get the fuck out. It's just very rapey. Like, he's just very aggressive and mad for no reason. I'm like, dude, like, I never met college guys who acted like that. Not saying that they don't, but it's just like, he was very angry for no reason. And so,
it's like, you've never gotten any play.
Literally. And so Riley steps in. She's like, yeah, she's just talking to Helen. She's really not giving a fuck about him. That's why I appreciate.
Yeah, she's like, if you want me to leave, let me know. And then Helena doesn't, she can't really, she's just too drunk to even really answer. Yeah. So she's like, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and head the fuck out.
And Phil being the fucking rapist that he is, he's like, you bitches, you always pretend you want it, but you don't. And I'm like,
you're such a fucking tease, you whore, you filthy slut.
So yeah, I'm like, yeah, it was pinky. And so yeah, she protects her, but then she vomits. Worse. I hate when they show throw up in movies.
I hate it.
And so
I hate when that happens.
There's a doo-doo on your shoe. And so
Beverly.
And so she's like watching the vomit. She's like, you look like you're out of it. And so basically now Riley has to be in the talent show. So can we go to the talent show? So we get to the talent show, this Mean Girls fucking knockoff, and they're in there, jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell, rape, and baby. The talent show is basically them mixing I would say mixing propaganda with the Jingle Bell Rock lyrics, and they're basically just like saying basic things like, women don't deserve to get raped. Don't date rape, guys. Girls don't deserve to be treated this way. Like, and so
I was drugged, I was attacked.
Yeah.
And the men in the audience start booing.
Yes. And so the girls in the audience are cheering. The men in the audience are booing. And they're not just booing. They are literally throwing popcorn and
tomato.
Yeah, more tomatoes. And so it was very awkward because it's like they're not saying anything that's just like, they're not saying y'all are assholes, fuck y'all. They're literally just saying, hey, don't rape us. They
didn't even name names.
No, they're like,
they didn't even blame anybody, nothing.
I was asleep when it happened to me. Don't say you didn't do it. Like, just basically, and they're not stopping either. They're not stopping their performance just because they're booing them and throwing things at them. So it also was very awkward to me because I'm like, the girls there, are y'all dating these guys? Like, why are you standing there while your boyfriend is booing something? Like, very awkward. Like,
I think they might be in the other sorority that we see later in the movie, but I wasn't really paying attention. But I want to know why it was only 25 people there.
Because everybody went home. And so why? Yeah. So, but it was just very awkward. So yeah, they're booing them the whole time, and then the girls are cheering them, and it's just very like, wow, this is a very odd thing to protest, guys. You're really telling on yourselves. And
yeah, it's so weird.
So they don't win the talent show. They don't win, but they.
What was the prize? What was the prize?
I don't know. Like, I don't know, a bottle of beer.
A 12-pack of Natty Light.
4 Locos. And so the girls are leaving, and so they're all leaving like, woo, we did our thing. And of course Marty's boyfriend is coming with them, and then Landon runs out, and this is where Landon pissed me off because he ran out talking about some you guys did great in there, that you really showed them. I'm like, bitch, you wasn't up in there saying that. Don't come after the fact.
Well, he was the DJ.
I don't give a flying fuck. You left, didn't you? Because he talking about, y'all did great in there. And it's just like, don't come and congratulate me then. You should have been up in there congratulating when every other man was booing. I see you, Landon. And that's strike one. But, he's like, they're like, hey, you two like each other. Walk home with us. So they walk home through the campus, tossing, turning, doing all this bullshit.
Then we see Helena. Helena is at home. She's packing, getting ready to leave. She's still drunk, and she gets a creepy text from Calvin Hawthorne, and we find that Calvin Hawthorne, is the founder of the school and was that bust. So she's getting a text from somebody with no hands.
The same text that the first girl, Lindsay, got. I mean, it's the same person texting her. There we go.
Yeah. And like the whole house is empty while she's packing, and then we basically see the killer in the house, and it just cuts. So we don't get to see what happens to Helena. And I should have known. That's the first sign of some bullshit.
Yeah, it was definitely a scream moment.
You don't see the dead body.
Yeah, I hate that.
I'm on to you, Roman Bridger.
That was him in the bushes. I hate you. And so next day is a fun day because now that they're all friends, what are they doing? Even though school's are fucking out, they're going shopping for a Christmas tree.
A couple of them did say that they were staying on campus for Christmas, and they were not going home for Christmas.
It's still late to go shopping for a Christmas tree.
Late in the game. So I looked it up, and school got out like December 9th. Yeah, what are we still doing on campus that close to Christmas?
I knew that because I know at USM, by the time my birthday came around, bitches was gone. So the fact that they're even still... it's a little late, and they're shopping for a live Christmas tree, by the way. So
I guess maybe it's on sale.
Yeah, and so they're all there, like, girly. And so they're shopping for the Christmas tree. And so in the meantime, while they're shopping, Riley gets a text from the same bust with no hands. And so the bus is like, hey, you want to bust a nut?
Let me do it with no hands, let go. Girl, now drop it to the floor. Now love the way your money go. Hey. Okay.
And so, just, again, creepy text messages like, hey, are you wet yet? Bitch, you might be. I don't know. And so...
Why you do that when I was drinking?
I sniff jurors' underpants. Just weird text messages. And so Riley starts to freak out because she's like, what the fuck? And it's basically like threatening her. Like, it's like, I don't know. Everyone in your sorority is going to die. Like, holly jolly murder. And then she gets a call from an unknown caller, and she's really freaked out. And so she answers it, and she's like, listen, asshole. And then the caller is like, I beg your pardon. And it's Helena's mom. And so Helena's mom is basically calling because she's like, have you spoken to Helena? She was supposed to be on her way. She's not on her. Like, it's, the next day. I haven't heard from her. I'm trying to call her. Can't reach her. And so Riley like, bitch, I ain't your daughter's motherfucking keeper. I ain't.
Hello?
Like, I ain't a poop.
But we find this is a red herring.
Yeah, and so she's like, I ain't in your daughter poo nanny, but when I get to the house, I'll sniff a poo nanny and see if she's there. And so basically, so Riley's like, okay, she's missing. And so
this was actually the next part that I'm about to talk about is the only part that was actually scary in the movie. So Fanny, Banana Fana, I need a Diva cup, is at home. She's getting ready to go as well. So she's walking around looking for the cat, Charlotte. Maybe that is her cat. So she's walking around looking for the cat. Everything that happens with her deals with the cat.
Including her high-waist pants.
Hello, camel toe. So she is looking for Fanny. I'm sorry, she's looking for Charlotte. She's looking for Charlotte. Yeah! And she the drunken monkey. Ooh, 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 ooh. The mad cow. Moo. Moo. Motherfucker. Smack my bitch up. Okay, so she finds the cat, and then we see the killer like boom, 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 and he pulls these Christmas lights over her neck. Like, it is a jump scare. That was the only thing I was like, whoa! Like, they got me. That was the only time.
They're the big Christmas lights too, like the ones with the big bulbs, the expensive ones.
Right. It's only 30 lights on the string because they so big.
Yeah, and so poor baby Fanny is dead like Granny.
Dead granny. To the balcony, and she out there. It's cold too. It's cold.
Literally, when I tell y'all, her body, we are not led to believe that her body is ever removed from this balcony because she's literally sitting on it the whole. Like, she is dead as a doornail. They walk past it. Nothing, baby, it's over with. Nobody finds her body. Nobody discovers her. Nobody cares. So this is when we get creepy. So I believe. So Riley goes to security. Only smart thing she does, and she's like, hey, I can't find this bitch that lives in my sorority. Can you help me find this bitch? And so basically,
she talks about the missing girls. She talks about Helena being missing, missing, and the DMs, and security is like, look, I can't talk. I got some biscuits in the oven. I can't be bothered. Like, he really is looking like, bitch, you interrupted me when Annie came on. Mama's watching Annie. Like, he just really he didn't want anything to do with her. But what surprises me is he humors her. Like, he actually humors her. So she mentions that she left her phone at the DKO house. Glasses. Damn it. And she left because she had her phone. Duh. So she left her glasses there. My glasses. I can't see a thing without my glasses. I love it when somebody that wears glasses says, "Where's my glasses?" Because I respond with that.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
I love it for you.
2020. Yeah. So they get over there. The cop knocks on the door. Nobody answers, and then he's like, "Well," he pulls a biscuit out of his pocket. Like, "Well,
I hate you.
I have to get up out of here because ain't nobody there."
Red Lobster biscuits.
Me good. I take his ass to Red Lobster.
On her way back, she runs into Professor
Gelson.
Yeah. Creepy ass professor, weird ass accent. And so he basically gives her this weird.
Well, he's Canadian.
I was gonna say something.
Is he Australian? I don't know. I'll look it up.
He's probably let's say he's Welsh. And so he gives her this long, like, creepy pro-college speech, but it also sounds very threatening. Like, he sounds like he's threatening her the entire time. Like, the music, the tone.
Yeah.
He's looking down at her, and he's like,
I love my
this school. Like, yeah,
I do anything.
And so
for this school.
His allegations to where they don't want him being a professor anymore, but also I'm guessing because she is the one who reported the frat boy for sexually assaulting her. He just seems very, like, unsupportive, like, very creepy. Like, go to the dean. Like, it was just very like, it made me again want to turn the movie off. I've wanted to turn the movie off like 4 or 5 times by now.
So then we're back up at the house. We see Marty, Chris, and Jesse. Jesse was in a scene earlier. She's homegirl from Star.
With that motherfucking accent pissing me
Hi
off.
guys. Oh my God, I can't believe this is going
Brittany
on.
O'Grady,
This
you
is
don't talk like
crazy,
that.
guys. This is crazy, guys.
She was
Do
pulling that Paris
not-
Hilton.
She don't talk like that. And I was really confused. But yeah, so she runs upstairs to do I don't know.
Well, no, so they're in the kitchen and Nate is okay, so they're in the kitchen, they're just talking, chatting, and Riley runs in with her phone and she's like, "Oh my God, have you seen it?" And it's a video of their performance. And Chris is like, "Yeah, bitch, I posted it."
Mm-hmm.
Eating the biscuits that the security guard came and dropped off earlier.
Okay.
And so she's like, "Why did you post this? Did you see this part?" And at the end of their performance, she actually names Brian. She's like, "Yeah, Brian so-and-so will never mess with me again or never get under my skin." So now everybody knows that his name is there. And she didn't want that to get out to the public. And Chris is like, "Girl, whatever. He need to go down. What you a pussy for not even saying nothing, you loser. But you're my best friend." So and then Jesse is like, "Oh, you guys are arguing. I am out of here." So she's going upstairs to go get some Christmas lights. We know they're upstairs because the killer killed Fanny with them. So she goes up to the attic and that's it for her.
It's over with. R.I.P. Sorry, baby. Bam, bitch went down. And so this conversation sparks a little bit of an argument. First with the girls, and then Marty's boyfriend decides to jump in with his bitch ass. And so Nate decides to go on this whole, "We are he-man, woman haters. We feed girls to alligators." And so he goes on this whole little rant, like basically typical incel male podcaster shit. Like, "Why'd you wait so long? What are the other ones? Like masculinity, submit.
Why women deserve less.
Yeah, go 50-50.
I want to go 50-50.
Yeah,
but
I'm
a
protector and a provider, but go 50-50 with me. I am a protector.
I saw something that was so funny. So I saw something on TikTok, and this girl says, like, if she was ever to go out on a date with a guy, if a guy asks her on a date, and he's like, "Hey, so we're splitting this," and she'd be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought you were looking for like a romantic relationship. Oh my God, I didn't know you just wanted to be friends. Of course we can split it. Here's my card."
Yeah, like just all that, like just the meat, like just all those, yeah. Andrew Tate would love it. And so yeah, he just goes on and on and on. And so they're like, fuck you. Like they start going off on him, and then this is where Marty surprises me because I thought she was gonna be a pick me, but she's like, "Bitch, get the fuck out." And so they get to arguing. She like, "Get the fuck out. I ain't trying to hear all this shit. You a rape apologist." And so this is when, I feel like Nate is like that nice guy. You know how those, like, "I'm a nice guy. I support women." But when they don't get they want, that's when he flips. Because he's like, "I should have been broke up with you. Fuck this. Da, 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 da." And she's like,
yeah,
"Get the fuck out. I don't care." Like,
you bitches say you want nice guys, but when nice guys come and talk to you, you don't want to do this. That's why you get hurt. And it's like,
right.
Were you nice?
Were you nice? Or were you just pretending to be a certain way?
Or were you just a loser?
Yeah, you're a fucking loser. You're a fucking incel, and you need to go fucking get out. I hate you. I hate you, Billy Lynn.
So Marty kicks Nate up out the house, and the girls are still bickering, still arguing. Then Robin Hood Men in Tights. Funny story. Carrie Elways, who plays Mr. Gelson, was the lead character in Robin Hood Men in Tights. So he comes in, the killer comes in with a bow and arrow, and it just starts hitting him. Bow, bow. Marty gets hit in the ankle, and the girls run. So Chris, Marty, and Riley run, and they go hide in a closet. While the killer's there, and they're just trying to figure out what the hell are we gonna do. So Riley was like, "Well, Marty, you hurt. I'm gonna go out there and wreck shop." Mm-hmm. So she leaves. Does she get a weapon? Does she get a knife or something?
Girl, nothing of value. So Chris ran upstairs. She found out everybody dead. And so Riley and the killer get into a tussle, and I mean they tussling. How they're tussling when she's injured, I do not know, because at this point,
adrenaline.
He's a bitch ass killer, because this girl is visibly injured. Like, it's so easy to knock her down, and you struggling. So again, the key thing. Okay, so I know they teach women the key thing. I understand, like, in defense, but I didn't know it could help kill somebody. So he's choking the hell out of her. She grabs the keys and she pow, 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 right in his neck. Mm-hmm. Killer dead. Killer's dead. Doornail. He on the floor. And so, she goes to unmask him, And that's when she looks to her right, and baby, right behind you, another killer's there. And that's when, for me, you can have me. Because if I'm already injured, I've used all of my strength to kill this killer, and then another one comes up. At this point, I'm not going to argue with fate.
I give up. So another side of the house, Nate comes back in. He's like, look, I'm sorry. I gotta apologize to Marty. I was really, and then we hear like this loud squeaky noise, and he like grabs the side of his head, is like, I can't, this noise is really killing me. And Riley's like, Marty is hurt. There's somebody trying to kill us. And he's like, where's Marty?
My girlfriend's hurt. And so he turns into King Kong, but only for 5 minutes. Well, look, sorry, for 5 milliseconds.
There you go. 5 motherfucking milliseconds.
Somebody hurts my girlfriend. And so he does the Popeye spinach. And so he gets all big muscles and he goes running after the killer and clink, like it
dies immediately.
Rest in peace, Nate. He wasn't a valuable member of society. We don't care. We're gonna cremate him. We're gonna donate his organs to I don't know, John Q's son. And so
so another killer comes. So that another killer that kills Nate comes in, and they get Riley, and they have her pinned up against the wall, and they start branding her. So they mark her on each cheek, and then we find out that they're under the mistletoe because they have to remind you this is a Christmas movie. And he kisses her on her lips. And I thought of Charlie's Angels because that's what happened to Moore's character.
Yeah, I remember those lips. I'll never forget those lips.
Exactly. It was just so crazy. And so she's fighting, and
this is when
I think Chris shows up. Chris shows up,
and she tries to help her, and then here come Marty limping her ass over, and so Marty grabs the axe, and she's like, this is when she gives her saving grace to us, because Marty is the best character in the movie. Marty like, you guys run, I'll take care of it. She got the axe. It don't do much, baby, because the killer stabbed her right in the stomach. And so even when she's dying, I believe she calls the police. I believe she calls, or security or something like that. So like she's on the floor, she's dying.
So when she kills the first person with the keys, she calls the police then. Oh, okay. So when she's back with them, so
is she just cursing Marty, or something? Sorry.
By Marty. So the security guard that we see him approaching the door, and we're like, oh shit, they're going to be saved for real. And he bursts in, and that's when we see it's the other sorority that is being attacked by the same cloaked killer. So it's like, shit, it's a bevy of these people, attacking everybody.
Let's give kudos to the other sorority, because they killed this. They had this motherfucker pinned down. That other sorority, I don't know what it is about them, but baby, he was already dead. So the security guard coming in, sir, we really already got this covered. Honestly, you came, it's great, but they had him ready to go. And so
correct. They were like, we ain't playing this bullshit like y'all. They had a smaller house, so you probably couldn't really sneak around in that house too much. They was like, wait a minute, who the fuck is that in the kitchen? And and they went in and they got his ass.
Oh god. Okay. And so the other girls escape, and they're running in the snow. They find, whose car are they in?
Nate.
Okay, so yeah, they get in Nate's car, and I feel like he's not driving though. Somebody's in the back seat. I thought he was in the back seat. Why am I picturing him in the back seat? No, Nate is not dead.
Nate is dead.
I'm thinking of fucking Landon. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, not Landon. Nate.
Okay, I was like, okay, so he looks like a Nate. So yeah, they get in the car. Nothing intelligent happens after this.
Oh, not nothing intelligent.
Nothing intelligent happens. I'm so mad.
Well, we have our exposition time.
Yeah.
So, let's see. Riley figures out there's some satanic shit going on. Mm-hmm. And she decides that she needs to go attack. She's like, I can't sit. I sat there and I let Brian attack me. And, it's time for me to basically stand up. So that's how she's feeling about everything. She has to really just go in and whoop some ass.
And this is when Landon comes in handy.
Oh yeah, she's walking with a shovel.
It's a shovel. It's a snowplow shovel. she's just like limping. The other girls are like, bitch, you want to fight? I don't want to fight. So they're doing their own little thing. Mm-hmm. We're gonna find out where they at in a minute. But yeah, they kind of just leave her alone. I just thought about that. They left her alone. And so she, so yeah, he comes up behind her. He's like, "Bitch, what the fuck going on?" She's like, "Hey, you want to help? Because I need your help." I don't understand I don't understand why she couldn't do what he did. He goes in the frat house and he starts fucking shit up, and the frat brothers.
Well, no, he has justification for it, because apparently he left his DJ stuff there. When they all left after the oh ho ho, I didn't know, after the performance. So he went to go get it, and all his shit was wrecked. I mean, there was cream soda, ice cream sundae all over his shit, and he was just like, "Wait, what y'all doing? Like, what the fuck is going on? Y'all supposed to just be listening to this." So he starts wrecking shop up in the dorm room. I'm not the dorm room. I'm sorry, the fraternity, and then here out comes everybody, and it's like, "Oh shit, Landon, what you doing?"
They came out like the hyenas in The Lion King.
Right.
Be prepared.
It was very, very spooky.
Yeah.
Like, there should have been some smoke around them. It would have been great.
And so, are you ready for the big finale?
No. So, where are we at?
We're at the big finale.
So Riley sneaks in, and Landon starts getting those migraines, and we hear this loud noise in the background that Nate heard earlier, and he's like, this hurts. I don't know what it is. And the frat calls it. You hear that sound? That's the founder drawing out the alpha in you. I almost threw up.
Alpha male. Alpha male.
I laughed so hard. Like,
can't be a beta, man.
That was so funny. Calling out the alpha. This is for the alpha in you. It was a lot.
I hate them so much. I hate the writer.
It was a lot. Like, it for the average person watching it, the movie was great until that part. They could have easily just made it where the frats just wanted to kill you. It didn't have to be any demonic shit.
Quite literally. It could have. I see. What originally, before they introduced the demonic shit, I was like, well, maybe they're just getting it's like a revenge thing for them. Like, oh,
right,
you
for
told
Brian.
on us. Yeah, for Brian. So you told on us. We're gonna get you. Wait till y'all hear
dead.
This shit.
We're gonna get you dead.
Yeah.
So Helena screams, and Riley's like, "Oh my God, that's Helena! I gotta go save her." So she runs and finds Helena tied up to a dresser, and Helena's like, "Oh my God, I thought I was gonna be trapped here forever. I didn't think you would ever save me." And this pick-me bitch is working with them.
Literally.
I was so mad.
Literally, like, I don't know if you've ever seen that meme on Twitter where they're like, there's always a dumb bitch. If you see it, like, there's always like an ignorant ass comment, and then it's LaShawn, you crazy. Literally, that
and it was the one. It's like, I'm not on the side with all women. Some of you bitches are dumb.
Yes, exactly.
Something like that. Yes,
that is who Helena is, baby. I don't even know what you would call the room they're in.
So they knock Riley out, and they take her and they tie her up into the room, and she wakes up in the middle of a chant, and the big bad is Mr. Gelson. So he obviously, we saw him earlier. He is the one that's bringing everything in, and he turns Landon into a white supremacist, and I can't believe it. It's like they tapped into the white side of him, so I'm going to assume that his mom was white, and that's why he was so easily influenced.
Yes, and so they're all dressed up. Look, they all dressed in black, like Miss Mary Mack. Look, bitch asses, they wearing robes.
Dressed in all black like the
I thought y'all were alphas, and y'all ain't wearing no fucking pants, bitch. And so they sitting up in there, and they're explaining the magical cultness of it all, and how, and so Helena basically explains, like, she helped them because she's learned to submit. She knows how to submit to a man. She just
oh my God, so mad. And the bust is really possessed, and he wants to take power back from women if they basically get out of line.
Yeah. So basically, they just keep women in line, and they're killing. Basically, they explain that the women who have died so far, you have to have a trinket of them, and then their demonic possessed selves will kill them. Which I was like, well, what? Like that's
well, I think it just tells them exactly who they need to attack. But this part right here, when he said that these people in this frats will turn into our future lawyers, our future governors, our future senators, that part actually is fucking frightening. Yeah. Oh my God.
Very
because
scary.
Could you imagine if that was like a real thing? It would make so much sense if it was.
I mean, they ain't far off. So it's like, how many people got to get arrested? And so, you know, she looks over and it's like, I think it's on like a blue pillow or something. And so she sees like, the comb. She sees the cup. Isn't the cup over there? I think the cup is on there. The Diva cup. I think the Diva cup.
The Diva cup out of her. Oh,
I think it is on there.
No.
It's just like a bunch of trinkets. Helena's, well, sorry, too soon. But like all their little trinkets of the sorority girls, things that went missing, stuff like that they were looking for around the house, they are on the pillow. So that's how everyone's been targeted. Poor Riley. And so I'm done.
So they bring in their big bad Riley. Not Riley, I'm sorry, excuse me. They bring in their big bad Brian.
Mm-hmm.
And Brian is telling Riley that she needs to bow in front of the king.
And she's like, I'm not gonna fucking bow. And then they sort of demonstrate why she should bow. And that's when that part is not, it wasn't funny, but it was like, like that. It was just.
He said, bow, bitch. And the first thing that popped in my head was, bow down, bitches. Like, I could not think of that when that part happened.
Yeah.
Like.
And.
So Brian is back. Didn't he graduate?
Well, wasn't he expelled?
Did something happen to him?
Like, I mean, come on now.
Oh my God, the Diva cup was on the table. And it was clean. They rinsed that bitch off and put it on the table. So Riley does bow down, but you know, Riley's like, I'm about joke's on you, bitch. So she bows down, and the guy Brian is just like, yeah, just like I like it. And I was so grossed out. I was like, if they don't kill him, I will. And she picks up her comb and she ends up trying to attack them, and he starts choking her. And it's like, ah, shit, Riley, you out of here. You out of here, boo. I'm sorry. You tried. You tried. Oh, wait, no, excuse. So he has her to rights. I'm sorry. He's not choking her just yet. So he has her trapped. And then they kill Helena?
And and then we learn that Helena's necklace has been put on the pillow.
But why did they kill Helena?
Because her necklace was on the pillow.
But she could have been the one to have their babies.
Well, she asked why, and I mean, because her necklace was on the pillow. I guess they can't control it. That's what I'm assuming. Like, if your trinket's on the pillow, the killer gonna get you. I don't think they really. I think they make their decision. They get the trinket, and then they put it there, and then you die. But we don't care that Helena dies.
No, we wanted her to. We wanted her to die a gruesome death. We wanted Riley to kill her. So that's the part where she picks up the comb, because my mama said if they can't use your comb, don't bring them home. And she ends up slashing Brian, and then she started to get choked out by Jelson. But he tells them, "See no evil," and they all turn around.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you just killed Helena, but they can't see you kill Riley?
Keep going, because I just want to get to my favorite part.
Okay. so then we start hearing the Rocky music in the background. We hear
and baby, let me tell you about that other sorority house. They come up in there with swords, battle axes, Hattori Hanzo swords, butcher knives,
Hattori Hanzo Kitana,
and look, baby. Silly Caucasian girl likes to play with samurai swords. They start whipping.
Go Donnie still should have beat Beatrice. I don't care what anybody says.
Plot armor. That's all she had. Plot armor.
Yeah.
Like
she should have been dead. So they all start whooping ass. They
like
come
whipping ass.
It's like it went to an action movie all of a sudden.
Literally, I was like, damn, like they just start whipping ass. And so Riley gets free, and she does she push it over, or does
She picks it up over her head,
okay,
and then
okay.
and then Mr. Gelson has a speech, and she actually sits there and listening to it. Bitch, I would have been through that shit out of here.
For what? Like, no. Anyway, he don't say nothing worth a damn. You know, like, hey, stop! I want to have butt sex with monkeys. She's like, you got butt sex with yourself, and so she smashes it. And I'm guessing that's when the
curse is broken.
But my thing is, what did the curse really do? Because y'all were already getting y'all asses whipped. They were already dying. Like the girls came in and did
Well, I think like for like someone like Landon, it helped them get out of that.
Oh
mind frame.
yeah.
But
So
people like
Phil
and Brandon, they were already
yeah
alphas before it started. So this was just a little cherry on top of what they already had going on in their mind. So she breaks the bus, and they kind of like snap out of it. And then Mr. Gelson is standing there, and Chris picks up a Molotov cocktail. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then throws it at him. It was like a makeshift Molotov cocktail, and throws it at him. And I can only assume, what do we want to assume that she said? So she says, "Suck my." What do you think she said? I think she said "clit."
Oh, I wish she would have said it. But then I know girls say dick though. But yeah, suck my tits. Let's just say suck my tits like Anissa. And
and so the house, Mr. Gelson to death.
Yeah, and it's a very like and so the house begins to burn down as well. And so they gotta get the fuck up out of there. And so our heroines escape, of course. I was very happy with that part.
The other group. I was happy that the other group survived.
Yeah. Did I really hate the movie? There are so many parts where I really appreciate it.
Did you see? So they get out of the house burns down, and they're just sitting there, and they're kind of like smiling, and then they're like, "Here comes the consequence. Here comes the consequence of our behavior tonight." So it's kind of like they're gonna kind of think of how to make sure they don't go to jail, I guess.
Right? Because how do you explain this?
Did you see the after credits scene?
Shit. Did I? Wait a minute.
With the cat.
The cat. No.
Okay.
Yes.
So we clip back to Charlotte the cat in the kitchen, and she's licking up the black goo that they have been bleeding out. So I am just thinking that this is the origin of the Cats movie that came out a couple years ago.
I was gonna say that it's licking the blood up, and maybe that will transfer the curse to the cat. Maybe opening them up for a sequel. That's what I was thinking. She can go to hell for what she just said. So yeah.
The Cats movie came out in 2019 as well.
And so that's what we're led to believe is like, you know, it's gonna be a sequel because, you know, the cat's gonna inherit the curse or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. And so it's an alpha cat now. And so a tomcat, if you will. And
I think cats it's an apex predator at this point.
Cheetah. And so
Cheetah girls,
that's
Cheetah
Black
sisters.
Christmas. That's Black Christmas. And,
so I'm telling you, on the second watching, it was not as bad as I thought it was. And like the reviews online, it's like 2 out of 5. I give this out of 10, I'm gonna give it like a 7. And the reason why I give it a 7 is because the beginning of the movie, I was with it. And then it just literally turned into like a black comedy. It just switched it up on you. And it's so different watching it the second time. So I told you through text, I enjoyed it better the second time. Mm-hmm. So, and I'm pretty sure it seems like us talking and discussing it, you kind of changed your number. I don't know how much it changed.
My number is going to be 4.5. 4.5. Like I said, in the beginning, yes. And there were moments where I was like, yes. I think what frustrated me was like the parts that frustrated me the most was listening to like Nate going on his little rant and then listening to the end. And it's just like, I scroll past the little podcast clips hearing this shit. I don't want to hear
women deserve less. Why women deserve less?
Yeah. With like 50-50, but I'm a protector and a provider. Submit to me, but
I want you to pay half the rent.
But submit to me. Have you seen those memes now that they have? They're like AI memes, but it's a guy going to like Seagal, and like there are just these two like badly drawn black women, and they're like, I should have paid 50-50. Yo, mama black. Like it's and I'm just like, who is creating these? Like, just
I think at this point it's AI. Some white person.
Yeah, it's just
is controlling these accounts, and they are just like pitting us against each other.
I want to attribute it to that. Like hearing that just made me not want to. Like I literally would turn from the screen because like I'm not here. Okay, this is bullshit. But overall, it had a good message.
Yeah.
So,
but it was just shoved down your throat.
Yes, we'll bump it up to a 6. There we go. We'll give it a 6. 4.5.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
It's not bad. It's just I felt like because the topics were so serious, because these things do happen on college campuses, I wish it wouldn't have been so comedic. It would have just been like
right.
I want just make it a straight horror movie and then have the message there. Like that would have been better.
So yeah, mine would have been a 6.5, but they did have Black people in it, so they had like mixed people in it. So I think like all 3 of them equaled up to 1 Black person. So yeah, so that's why I gave it a 7.
Because it's almost it reminded me of Scream 3, like how Scream 3 kind of touched on it a little bit, like when what happened with her mom and everything. I feel like they should have just stayed serious about it though, like just stay serious about that part.
Yeah, it would have been a much better movie if they were serious the entire time. But anywho, that'll do it for this episode on Black Christmas 2019. Please be sure to follow us on Twitter X at BooShakalakaPod. Send in your requests to BooShakalakaPodcast@gmail.com. Leave your comments, ratings, and everything through Spotify and wherever podcasts are found. We would love to hear what you guys want to say. And please be sure to join us next time when we watch It's a Wonderful Knife.
I fucking hate you. What is that?
I'm going to give you my Shudder login because it's going to be available on Shudder on December 1st. I'm going to give you that login so that you can watch it, and that will be our next review.
Why do you know when it comes on Shudder? Like, why do you know the date?
Because I looked it up. I'm doing research. This is serious business here. You over there playing. But anyway, this is Tiffany saying Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays.
And this is Pierre saying get ready, get set, because we're gonna slice your debt. Yeah.
I'm gonna slash, gash, cut another hole in your ass. I split with blood on the walls and play tennis with your balls. If the phone rings, don't answer the call. Gonna slit your throat, fuck you like a goat, peel your foreskin off and make a winter coat. Peace.
I'll do better. We're gonna say... He knows when you are sleeping. He knows when you're on the can. He'll hunt you down and blast your ass from here to Pakistan. So you better not sleep. You better not move. You better off dead. I'm telling you, dude. Santa Claus is gunning you down. Now what?
Mine was still better. Bye.
Bye.